Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of two active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. I am going to apologize for my hands. We did an office move and a network install this week, and my hands are just beat up. But I did want to go ahead and play in this journal. I had been going back and forth about what I wanted to do with this journal. It is just a dot grid A5 size journal. And originally I thought it would just be a mishmash of everything or anything I wanted to write down. But then I decided instead that I wanted it to have a purpose. So I have decided after going back and forth about whether I want it to be a bullet journal or a memory keeper or a combination of both or just a place where I put my brain dumps. I did decide that I am going to use this for memory keeping only. And I'm going to leave a couple of pages and then I'm going to dive right in because the pressure of setting it up just the right way was causing me some blank page anxiety. So instead, I am just going to put some post-it notes for things that I want to add later, and then I'm going to just jump right in to the journal itself. That first left page, I am going to turn it into a pocket or just glue it to the front cover so that I don't have to worry about that weird binding issue. Then I'm going to leave a page for my title and 4 pages for an index. And that leaves me with a bunch of dot grid blank pages to work with. But I thought that we would dive in, start decorating, and then I could talk about what I am going to be using this journal for. I am going to start with a simple decoration since this is a new journal and it kind of stresses me out because since it's bound, I can't just rip out a page if I make a mistake. So I'm going to do something simple so that I have less chance of making a mistake and I can ease my way into more intricate designs. So the first thing I knew that I wanted to use today was the LaFleur washi tape set from Happy Planner. If it's still available, I will link it down below, but it is the planner that I used 2 years ago, and I absolutely love this pattern. I would buy it again in a heartbeat if it were available again. Then I decided to grab all of my leftover sticker sheets and flip through them to try to find something that went well with the LaFleur washi tape set. I did settle on the Color Mood Designs Fall Cozy Reading stickers. And once we talk about what I am using this journal for, you'll understand why it doesn't matter which stickers I chose. But I wanted to start with something simple. So I'm going to do the waterfall edge design in my journal. And I'm only going to do it for 3 sets of pages so that I can limit the possibility of mistake. So this black floral is my favorite and I want to be able to see it on every page. So I'm going to put it down on the edge of the first page and the edge of the last page that I want decorated. And then there are 2 pages in between. Then I'm going to flip to the second to last page in this grouping and choose another floral that I want to lay down. So I'm going to go with this pinkish floral that has the word bloom across it with some other floral designs. Then I'm going to flip back another page and pick another washi tape to lay down. Originally, I was going to choose this red one that has the French words on it, but I decided not to use that one since I didn't want 2 sets of word washi tapes right next to each other. So instead, I choose this. It's kind of like a bluish gray with florals, and I thought it was really pretty. I like all of the washi tapes in this washi tape set. Then I'm going to go back through and match the washi tape on the back side of the pages. And so far, this is going a little bit smoother than I had expected. I am a pretty crafty person, but for some reason it was making me nervous to do any of this. The next step is the part that really had me concerned for mistake. And that is cutting the excess off with scissors. I am not great about freehand cutting. So this next part is making me a little nervous. So I'm going to delay a little bit more by playing with more washi tape, which is definitely inside of my comfort zone. And then I can't put off the cutting any longer, so I am going to grab my longer scissors and hopefully get a straighter cut by using the longer scissors. So fingers crossed, here we go. I am just using the washi tape as a straight edge, trying to line that blade up with the washi tape to try to stay in a straight line. And it worked out pretty well. I think maybe my washi tape wasn't straight on both sides, so I will trim off just a little bit extra so there isn't any white space showing on the edge. Then I will repeat that same process on the second page of decoration. This one goes a little smoother, and I'm thinking it's because I laid the washi tape down straighter. Then I'll come back in and trim off all the extra washi and round the corners of the outside pages. I don't want to round the corners of the inner pages because I did not leave any overlap for the washi tape. So if I were to cut and round those inner edges, you would be able to see the white paper beneath, and I didn't want that. So I'm going to play a little intermission music as I finish up these few tasks. And once we get past this initial setup stage, we'll talk about what I'm going to be using this journal for. I did grab my corner rounder and found the right corner to use, but it wasn't working great, so I will end up trimming those by hand. Oh, I think this just looks so cute. I love this washi. I don't have a lot of reason to use it, so I'm excited to use this journal to use up stickers or to use supplies that I don't normally get to use in my planner. So I'm very happy about all of that. Now I'm going to start using these stickers and some boxes. I'm debating on what boxes, but I do end up using a gray color. I really did lean towards the pink foil or the rose gold foil, but I decided that I didn't want that shimmer. I am not a huge fan of foil stickers. I do try to use them when I have a reason to, so some of this washi tape does have that rose gold foiling, so I really wanted to try to use it, but I just couldn't make myself do it, so I went with the gray instead. I am loving how the spread is coming together, and I am loving the cozy vibes. But as I turn the pages, I do not like that white gap between the first and second pages. So I've decided that I want to fill it in with something. And I'm thinking that if I put some more of that red medium-sized washi tape over there, that it will fill in nicely, but it will also balance this first page since the red makes that right side pop a little bit more than I would necessarily like it to. And once I get this red washi tape in, I love it even more. And then I'll get this red trimmed up and continue decorating the other pages. So let's talk about what this journal is going to be for me. I am not using it as a journal where I go in every day and journal things. I am not using it for reminders of big events that happened or anything along those lines. I also am not using it as a planner of any sorts or a brain dump, none of that. This planner is going to be specifically for those random memories that pop into your head and you just want somewhere to document them so that later down the road you can go back through and read those and remember those, whether it be good times or bad times, but remember those memories. So as a memory pops into my head, I am just going to turn to any decorated page and write that memory down. It may be a small memory that can fit in one of the boxes. It may not be. Those boxes may end up being keywords or quotes or things like that. But the key point here is that I now have a place to write down all of those random memories. And for those of you who know that I'm also a scrapbooker, you may wonder why I don't just scrapbook these things. And that's because I just have not had time to scrapbook. I don't have time to get out all of my materials and tools and make a space to do that now that I'm using my project table. It has a video station and maybe someday down the road, I will take these memories and turn them into a scrapbook. But the problem is, I can't just sit down and think about those memories that I want to write down. They just randomly pop into my head, and I just don't have a good place to keep those. I know that digital won't work for me for something like this, so a journal is definitely the way for me to go. But I am so excited to have a place to put all of those memories. As my family members start to get older, it is important for me to write these things down. Will my kids care? Maybe, maybe not. But as I get older, I may want to remember these things that aren't scrapbooked or documented elsewhere. So let me know what you think about this idea. I will continue to come in and decorate some pages here and there, and I will also just jump in and journal some of those memories that I want to document. And again, I'm just very excited to have this place to document some of those memories, but not have that pressure of having to write something every day or write specific things in it. This is really just a pick a page, write things down, and eventually it will be full of good and bad memories, things that I want to remember, things that have impacted my life or my kids' lives, or even my parents or other family members' lives. I will come back and put in the beginning pieces and parts at a future time. But again, I didn't like the pressure of having to try to make that perfect in order to make the rest of the journal flow. I'm not sure what I'm going to use the index pages for. If I can't think of anything or how to use that index, I will just end up decorating them and using them as more journal pages. But I wanted to give myself the option to have an index if I wanted it. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I would like to do more content like this. It was fun putting these pages together. Fun getting to use some supplies that I wouldn't normally use, and fun to use up some of the stickers that I love. Again, thanks for coming along today, and I hope that everybody is having a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.